Hey guys, this is Captain Deadpool reporting for duty. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Here, we're going to do our August 30th weekly comic book review, so I hope you enjoy. All right, everybody, welcome to my comic book review. For those of you that are new, by the way, thank you for joining us. I greatly appreciate it, as well everybody that's stuck with us as well. What I do is I take a batch of comic books, I read them, and then I review them. I give you my thoughts. Now, I can't get everything every month due to cost and time, but I do what I can. You might hear my notes. That's me with my paper notes. I also use League of Comics Geeks here to give their view as well compared to mine, so that way you have another view as well. My goal is to give you an encompassing view and my thoughts. That's the goal. I score 0 through 10, 10 being you absolutely have to have that, 7 is average, so usually you'll find a lot in the 7s, and I do use decimal points, so joke away. So the first issue I want to start with is Blade number 2. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. 53 out of 56 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 4.1 average rating, so a little bit higher than I gave it. Blade's greatest hope rests with the last person he wants to ask. A hostile X. Yeah, who'd want to do that? Blade travels to Japan to meet with a high-end supernatural arms dealer who may be the key to defeating the Adina. Highway, he gets some cool guns to play around with. We have a good issue here with good art, brutal action. I think it's a fun issue. I really do. It's legacy issue number 30 as well. Writer is Brian Hill. Artist is Elena Casagrande, which I'm sorry if I butchered that, which I appreciate the artist. I didn't like the cover very much, to be honest with you, but the interior arts I did enjoy quite a bit. So as I said, I think League of Comics Geeks gave a little higher score than I did, but that's okay. Hear my pen clicking too when I'm taking additional notes. All right, the next one I want to get to is Deadpool Batter Blood number 3. I gave it a 7 out of 10, where 14 out of 16 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 3.9 average rating. So yeah, they didn't give it a super high score either, a little higher than me, but not a lot of people seem to have read and reviewed this issue. Makes me think that not a lot of people are buying into this. Anyway, the writer is Rob Liefeld and Chad Bowers. I can't speak today. I am so sorry. And the artist is also Rob Liefeld. And yeah, you get some okay art here. There is some funky looking feet and guns that look a little odd in this issue. Otherwise, it's a decent story with normal Deadpool humor. Yes, we have Venompool. Yeah, okay. And in the solicitations too, it mentions Wolverine. You get him at the very end, though. We get some Savage Land action, which I've never been a big fan of Savage Land. We get some Imperial Guard. Really what we get is Deadpool getting knocked all over the place through some kind of, I don't know, special universal environment sort of kind of thing. And as he's getting knocked all over the place, he's seeing these other characters. I think it's just a way to throw in a bunch of characters into the book, which really didn't entice me too much. That's why I only gave it a 7. I mean, it wasn't bad. If you're a big Deadpool fan, go ahead and check it out. But if you're not, this isn't something I go, man, you got to go back and get this right away. Once again, not saying it's bad, though. Just nothing I would necessarily have to run out and get. And speaking of running out and getting, I want to take a moment to thank these people here, because without them, I wouldn't be able to run out and get all these books and do these reviews. They contribute to my Subscribe Star and my Patreon, or even sometimes people can give me just a one-time donation down there in the chat with the Streamlabs donation as well. So just so you know, also I use some of this gear here, and I have Amazon affiliate links, so if you use them, I get a little cha-ching back as well. So if you need any of this kind of gear, like microphones, mic amplifiers, and things like that, go ahead and check those out. You might be able to help me out a little bit. Now that the shilling's all done, the next one I read was Danny Ketch. Yes, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider number 4. I gave it a 7.2, where 10 out of 11 liked it with a 3.4 average rating, so not too far from where I was. It's an all-out brawl. Ghost Rider teams up with Blaze to take down the Broker and the Scarecrow. Don't miss the epic finale for Danny Ketch as he enacts his vengeance. And the writer was Howard Mackey, artist Danielle Picciotto. Once again, I do not butcher names on purpose. I just suck at them, okay? The thing is it's a decent art, decent story. thing is, it's just decent. The ending didn't blow me away. It was a little anticlimactic, though it does leave room for more. I just think it wasn't quite as good as it could have been, especially with this cast of characters. With that said, let's jump to The Incredible Hulk #3, when I gave it a 7.1. 93, though, out of 95 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 4.3 average rating, so they gave it a higher score than I did. Philip Kennedy Johnson's the writer, and artist is Nick Klein. So here we go. Hulk faces undead horror as the Age of Monsters continues. Hulk investigates the creature being worshipped in an abandoned mining town and finds a primordial horror as large as the mine itself awaiting him. You know, we're getting a lot of monster stories with Hulk, and then we got the space stuff, and now we're back to monsters again. I enjoyed the monster stuff before, which we were getting with Al Ewing, but I think it went a little too long in the tooth. And then the space thing, it just didn't do it for me. It had a little bit of interest. It was different, and I give him credit for that. It just didn't work for me. And now we're back to monsters again. It's gritty. It has a nice gritty art style. Has a dark story. And Hulk is trying to get rid of Banner again. I will continue to give the next issue a chance here, but I don't know. I sort of would like some classic Hulk villains would be nice to mix in. I think it's been a while. Would you like to see a classic Hulk villain? Let me know. Is it just me? Am I the only one that would like to see some of those classics back? Or do you like this direction? Once again, I'm not saying I didn't like this direction. It's just, I don't know. I think I would like something a little more different. But hey, that's me, not you, and that's okay. The next one I read was Moon Knight Annual 1, Contest of Chaos. And I don't particularly usually like to get annuals because I find them to be a waste. They're just, I don't know, usually a pile of small stories that don't amount to much, and one story that's usually a throwaway, sort of like they had it in their drawer just in case they needed a filler issue. But this one actually surprised me. And I don't think I was alone. I gave it a 7.01. Nothing super spectacular, but 47 out of 48 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 4 average rating. So they gave it a higher score than I did. Moon Knight versus Takaki, which I butchered that name, I'm sure. The forces of chaos compel Earth's heroes to go head to head with each other, with the champion battling one another, and they're all changing throughout the fight based on different interpretations of the characters. And, well, to be fair, it's had a lot of action in it. It was loaded with action, but it didn't have much story. And I didn't think it was anything super special, but if you are a Moon Knight collector, I can see why you would get it. I'm not saying don't get it. It was okay. And that's the whole thing. That's why I gave it a 7.1 or 7.01, because it was just okay. Writer Jed McKay, artist Reese Hung Lee, which I'm sorry, dude. Once again, though, League of Comics Geeks gave it a higher score. If you read it, let me know what your thoughts were. Did you think it deserved a higher score than a 7.01? And if so, that's okay. Now I have one more. I had a pretty short week this week, and it was only Marvel. I didn't get any DC books this week. It surprised me. So the last one I read was Ultimate Invasion #3. Yeah, Ultimate Invasion #3. 117 out of 128 liked it on League of Comics Geeks with a 3.9 average rating, which starkly contrasts what I gave it. I gave it a 6.9. Whew, big difference there. Anyway, the writer was Jonathan Hickman, penciler Brian Hitch. After Kang descends upon the city of tomorrow, the Illuminati must regroup. Iron Man has a heart-to-heart with Tony Stark. Dr. Doom, the Anti-Maker, prepares his own plans to deal with this evil Reed Richards and the Ultimate Universe that the Maker thought he had rebuilt frays at the edges as they prepare for none other than a cosmic war. You know, it had good art, but the thing is, this issue had zero action. It was really long-winded. It was a bore fest. And Jonathan Hickman, I think, tends to do that. It's like, I'm going to pad the crap out of this thing. Whereas I think he needs to keep up a little bit of excitement in every issue. And this really didn't have it. I'm not saying an issue has to be page to page, slam fist, punching each other and things, but it can't be just complete talking, especially at a slow pace. And that's what this issue was. It really didn't do it for me. I think Jonathan Hickman tends to do that to me a lot. Every time I read his stuff, I always think, man, this is long-winded. He he could have summarized this up in a lot, a few pages rather than a whole comic book. But anyway, that's just me. This one's a little bit of a shorter one, so maybe you can give me a recommendation of what I should have read. I intentionally did this week a little short too because I have been crazy busy. So keep that in mind. I apologize for that if I missed something that you wanted me to read. But hey, if there's something out there I should check out, feel free to let me know. I really do appreciate it. And all of you for watching. Thank you, everybody. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that jazz you usually hear if you don't mind to help out support this channel. We greatly do appreciate it. Until next time, keep it frugal.